Oh.
Zeno's Master Beats.
This is a mental health disclaimer. Now, before we get into it, you guys, just a heads up. I am not a certified mental health professional. What I share here is based on personal experience and my opinion. If you are dealing with a serious mental health crisis or you need to speak to someone immediately, reach out to a professional. They know what to do and they have you. The information and advice I give are for general insight, not a substitute for professional help. Your choices are your own, not mine. Let's do this journey together. And remember, it's all about personal growth. Now, let's get into today's episode. Yo, 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 what is up, my beautiful butterfly family? Welcome back to another episode of Becoming a Butterfly Pie, the place where it's never too late to become your better self. I am your host, your friend, your sister, Christina Butterfly, also known as Chrissy the Artist. And it's another live. Yes, guys, we are in another week. It is the end of February. Can you believe it? I'm so excited. We finally have a 29th day in February. So all you February 29th people, you can actually celebrate your birthday this year. I always found it dope, like to be born on leap year like that. It got to be like the craziest thing. So happy birthday to all you leap year babies. Your birthday will definitely be coming up February, especially to me because my baby boy, my youngest son, is born in February. So all of you Aquarius and I believe Libras, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, so welcome back to another episode and another week. Last week we went dived in to my history of living with mental health disorders, my history on self-harm, and boy, it was not easy for me to talk about it, and I really just scratched the surface with a lot of the conversation. But I just wanted to encourage those who've been through and know what it feels like to be going through and having to live with mental disorders and feeling like your life can be stuck and that you can't move forward. So, if you struggle and you did not catch last week's podcast live, please back and re-watch it. I would love to hear your story. I tell you all the time every week to please. I check my email almost every day, hoping that someone decides to write me their butterfly story because I will just like I'm telling my story so that others don't feel alone. I like to also hear other people's stories so I know that I'm not alone, right? So please write to me at becoming a butterfly podcast at gmail.com and tell me your butterfly story. If you might have some advice or something that you're going through and you would like for me to read your story to the audience, if I don't have an answer, maybe somebody else do, Each one teach one, and we all can encourage and uplift each other, right? Well, this week we are going to talk about looking towards the future, y'all. We ain't talking about what happened in the past. We ain't doing it this week. No, 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 no. This week we are talking about preparing. The end of February, we're going into March, and April will be the start of our second quarter. And it's, I never really paid during mine. Like, I really didn't. Until I started goal setting. Until I decided to actually have a business, not a hobby, and create a business around my hobby, such as my art, but an actual business. And when you're building a business, quarters matter. When you're setting goals in your life, quarters matter. You know, when we set goals, we have to set the big main goal, right? But then you have to break down those goals because you have to create a strategy to get to the big goal. Like, it's not just, I do this one thing and a big goal to be achieved. It's a bunch of little tiny steps that lead to the big goal. For me, it's to have, to be monetized on YouTube. For me, it's to get the YouTube play button. For me, it's to show that I put in that hard work, consistency, food sponsorships. You know what I mean? All the accolades that come with doing work on YouTube and creating social media content and being a content creator. Like, that's the ultimate goal. And since I'm a full-time content creator, I literally do this every day, all day long. Okay. So when I'm doing this work, when I'm putting in all this hard work to create this life that I want to live, I have to set small goals. And so in setting small goals, quarters matter, because it makes, okay, what I'm doing for these 3 months, and we're going to see how I was going to work out with these months. And then you can look back over and see what was the action. You can have something to compare it to. You feel what I'm saying? This is my first quarter in my business. This is my first quarter in my podcast. I started so April 4th rather, it'll make it my full first quarter in building my business, building my podcast. And so now it's time for me to set goals. Set goals and what I'm going to do for the next quarter. All right. So how am I going to do this? Well, of course, you girl got some 5 steps. And we're going to go over real quick what the 5 steps will be. First one is going to be review your performance, review what I've already done, what's been going on already. Number 2, set clear goals on how you're going to move forward, right? Number 4, allocate resources wisely. Okay. For me, so much not allocating it to people, but making sure that I have the right apps to help me allocate, help me set up systems. You feel what I'm saying? So that it can be productive, it can make sense, it can move, and those are the things that I learned how to do during these first quarter. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. And last but certainly not least, number 5, monitor your steps, right? But these are all some really good 5 steps to be able to prepare yourself for the next quarter. So you know how you're moving, you know what you're doing, and you need to start understanding this at least 6 weeks before the new quarter come in. Hence the reason why we're talking about it today, before March even come in, right? All right. So let me just take the time out to say that if you are watching the replay on YouTube, please, I need you to I need you to subscribe. I need you to let YouTube know that you enjoy this content. I need you to subscribe because your girl needs to get her subscribers up. Okay, we will be doing a giveaway really, really soon. I will be opening my art studio and I will be creating the giveaway that I will be giving away on this podcast to reach 100 subscribers. So these are hint some of the things that I'm preparing for the next quarter. Right, so let's get into it. Make sure you like, subscribe. If you're watching me on Facebook, I need you to send your girls some stars. Yes, honey, send your girls some stars. Let Facebook know that you enjoy this content and that you like it when your girls show up and drop some knowledge on you every Tuesday and hopefully uplift and encourage you to be your best self, because this podcast helps me to be my best self. Okay? So, number one, reviewing the past performance. Take a comprehensive look at the performances of the current quarter. Analyze what works well and what didn't. Identify any obstacles or challenges that arise. Now, let me tell y'all something. Woo, woo, woo. Creating content, it's not difficult creating the content thanks to apps like Opus Clip, CapCut. There are a lot of AI apps now, ChatGPT. There are so many apps now that really does a lot of the work, you know, to help with creating content for social media. It comes to where creating a system to be able to have it come out consistently. You feel what I'm saying? The batch content, to how sense do it make? I this month decided to batch content for the whole month of March. The whole month of March. I sat down all this week, last week rather, and some of this week of creating batch content and for the month of March so that I can focus on other things besides keep stressing about. So, we celebrate, and I had looked at my phone real quick. We celebrating because my oldest son, DJ Z Notes Masters, I'm always playing his music, has gotten his license today. And so us as a family is just so happy, and we're celebrating and congratulating him on him finally getting his license and being a licensed driver out on these roads. Lord have mercy. I'm gonna pray for everybody. No, my son is an amazing driver. So yeah, we're just celebrating him. So congratulations, son. He got it out on the air. Congratulations. But yeah, you want to go over and look at what you have accomplished, what you have done, what works, what doesn't work. When I use ClickUp as my productivity app to help me be consistent and keep all of everything in order, right? For my social media. And doing this, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Once I got a hang, I am very much dyslexic. So my and I have to kind of like recreate it for it to make sense to me. And so it took me years. I'm not even going to hold y'all. It took me years being on and off ClickUp until it finally clicked and how to make it make sense, like system, and then even creating a system to break it down to make it simple for me. Y'all, let me tell you, it was different but was exciting to learn. And as I move forward, I can see me being able to just like knock it out, like seriously. And ClickUp now has AI capability, so it helps me out so much in creating the descriptions and the post and everything I needed to say, but to stay consistent and stay on brand, which is important. Like all of these things is what I needed to learn this first quarter. And it's not just the first quarter of the year, it's my first quarter of my business. It's my first quarter of this podcast. And this quarter, having to understand how much content. I created the content for the podcast. It's time for me to create the next batch. So just knowing, okay, how did these first videos work? We had some difficulties, a lot of difficulties. I having to get the internet in order. You feel what I'm saying? And realizing that I had no choice. I had to upgrade, and I had to break down and figure out where the money was going to come from and make it happen. It just was too glitchy, but I recorded 10 podcast episodes. You feel what I'm saying? And like my voice, the voice that next month, next quarter, I gotta actually put the podcast on podcast platforms, not just YouTube. How about that one? That was supposed to have been done, but it was just trying to figure out how to make all these things work together, how to edit more faster. So we're gonna probably be working on for a year, because as soon as I can afford an editor, your girl will be getting one. Believe that. But it's still fun for me to learn, But reviewing all the things that you're going through, what you started, that you done in your first, before you start looking to the next quarter, you have to know what worked, what didn't work. You have to know this. You feel what I'm saying? I know that Friday, I'm going to make it my business to do admin work, which means to all of the content that's been posted and is already out in the world, if it's been on Facebook as well as YouTube, all these things, to put it into completion and then put it into being analyzed to see what's going to happen next. These are all the things that I have to do in preparing, or going over my last quarter to prepare for my next quarter, right? So my question to you is, what do you do? How are you preparing yourself for your next quarter? What are you doing to create the atmosphere for you to be able to be your best self and to keep growing and to keep winning, to set yourself up to not fail, to set yourself up to not give up? I am, y'all, the queen of procrastination and last minute Susie, okay? Because I promise you, I think I tell myself I work better under pressure, right? And to be mad as hell that I put myself under this immense pressure. And I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, this is the very first thing that I am taking so very serious, even more serious than I take my art, because my art is a part of my creativity, is a part of my feelings. But this thing right here, this business, out to my family that is watching me right now on Facebook. I love you all. And if you can, my peoples, please go over to YouTube. I am also live on YouTube, and let YouTube know that you feeling a sister. Go on. It's right there. Becoming a Butterfly podcast on YouTube. I am live. And I need y'all to let me know, make sure I'm not glitchy and that it's coming through nice and clear. Okay. All right, guys. But I love you so much for your support. And I even see my my shroom honey watching me. I love you, darling, so very much. All right, so number 2, after you identify everything that you have dealt with in your first quarter, make sure you dealt with any obstacles. If it's anything that wasn't worth it, listen. If you try something wasn't worth it, throw that thing away. Don't think you can throw it back in rotation. It didn't work. All right? Didn't work. Don't waste your time. Go with what worked. All right? Wait till you say that you're built and established before you go pulling stuff out of the woodworks that you think really had potential, but you couldn't figure it out. That might take money. You think ain't moving. Okay? Any challenges that you need to, because you're going to face more challenges. You just don't want to keep facing the same shit. Okay? Number 2, set clear objective. All right. Define specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. If you don't know, this is called setting smart goals. Okay. We're going to say it again. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound goals. Set smart goals for the next quarter. Align these objectives with both short-term targets and your long-term strategy. Objectives to maintain focus on broader organizations. Okay? Aim to make sure that what you're creating on your next step and make it even more easier than what you are for this podcast to blow up. I want to help as many people as I can. I want this podcast to touch as many people as it needs to touch. All right. I want it to sustain an income. Right. I want to be able to change my life financially. Right. In order for me to do this, I have to make sure that my short-term goals are aligned with the long-term goals. I have to make sure that what I'm doing these next 3 quarters is lining up to my podcast being where I need to be, which means I had to do more shorts, right? I had to create more content. Well, actually, no, not create so much more content, but actually schedule out the shorts on YouTube. I have to create ads. I have to do affiliate marketing. I need to think about how I'm going to brand more. These are all the things that I need to incorporate into my short-term goals so that I can reach my long-term goals, right? So in order for that to happen, though, I have to set smart goals, y'all. We can't waste time. Even though time is irrelevant, time still, it's crazy. It's irrelevant, but very relevant, because if you give up on yourself in life and decide not to create or build the best future and the best life for yourself, then you're wasting time. But if you're doing the work, then time doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying? Like for me, I had to remove the mindset of I wasted so many years and say, oh no, honey, you was taking in information, because see, God always knew I was going to do this. I made this deal with my spirit before I got here. You understand what I'm saying? I signed this contract before I even got here that I was going to create a platform that my life was going to represent change, that I was going to be a change agent, that you can be on Social Security, that you can be living with mental disorders, that you could be a convicted felon, that you could be a teen mom, that you can be all the things that society says that deem you. You can be a high school dropout. All these things. I am all of these things. All of them. All of them. Mental disorders. I am all of these things. And yet I'm sitting here today knowing that I'm changing the trajectory of my life because I believe and know and stand on the fact that everything I've gone through in my life is to show up to show somebody else that you too do not have to let your past limit you from your greatness. And it doesn't matter the age. That's why I said it's never too late. I'm 44 years old. I will be 45 in June. And technically, I'm just starting. If it was all the hell that I went through in my life was to show up here on this podcast to say you too can do whatever you need to do to change your life. I talked to 2 young ladies today while I was at the Nellery, and they said to me, one of the girls, I just happened to overhear a conversation. She was like, I want to start a content creation. Like, I don't want to have a regular job. Like, people are making money creating content. And I said, yes, sweetie, they actually absolutely is. And if that's what you want to do, understand that you got to put the hard work up front. So get you a 9 to 5 now. You feel I'm saying? But don't just work that 9 to 5 just to have a job. No, work that 9 to 5 and invest it into your podcast or invest it into whatever business, whatever content you decide you want to create. And guess what? If you don't want to do that, you can start creating content with your cell phone and the shit you already buy in your house. You can create a page, girlfriends together, go sit down and grab your phones and start talking some shit. I guarantee you, I promise you, you be consistent in it. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. Why? Because that's how society has it set up for us. Whether we realize it or not. And us as black folks really need to get on the bandwagon. Especially if you got creativity. Especially if you're doing something every day is your business. That is what God has given you to turn into money, side hustle, whatever you want to call it. And your phone, your internet, while you scrolling on social media, how about you could be posting content? How about you could be creating content? How about you can be giving the information as opposed to just scrolling and receiving it like just a blind person, just lost in space, looking like a programmed robot, just scrolling. You don't even know what you're looking at. What are you looking at? You don't even know. You're just so programmed to scroll. You understand what I'm saying? But what we got, come on. We got to start closing that wealth gap. We have to, and we can't look for society. We can't look for the white folks to close it for us. We have to do it ourselves. And in order for us to do that is we have to create multiple incomes, people, to even be considered multimillionaire, to even be even get in the bracket. I don't know about y'all, but I am tired of having to work until I'm 90 years old. Don't even experience this life. Don't enjoy this life. I want to travel. I want to live life, y'all. And I don't want to spend the last 40 years working for somebody else, making somebody else rich. I can't. I cannot do it. I'd rather be broke. I'd rather be broke than to work my ass off for the rest of my life making somebody else rich. That's just me. That's just me. But no matter what it is you're doing, no matter what goals you're setting, you got to make sure that you're setting smart, attainable goals so that you can be able to reach each and every one of these steps that you're trying to achieve. And a lot of times we try to bite off too much and we can chew. And we have to break these steps down. We got to break them down. You feel what I'm saying? Celebrate your small steps. That'll help you. That'll keep you encouraged. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, if y'all don't think that your girl ain't going to turn up come April 4th, let me tell y'all, okay, your girl is going to turn all the way up because I'm going to celebrate my first 3 months of this podcast being consistent, showing up, being proud of the work that I'm doing every week. You understand what I'm saying? To help uplift and encourage others because I want to change my community. I want our community to do better. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we're so angry and so to each other because our lives is such a struggle. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not to say that money will cure all, but just to live your best authentic life. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody's best life isn't to be a multimillionaire. But damn it, like, we certainly want to be financially okay. We want to be okay. You feel what I'm saying? And there's ways that it can be done because people do it every single day. And I believe, matter of fact, I know I'm a part of that 1%. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to do whatever work I need to do to get me there and enjoy my life along the way. One of the reasons why I enjoy content creating. I do the work I did. I'm done. I'm on my time. I'm on my schedule. But I make smart goals. And in order for it to go into the next quarter, got to make smart goals. Number 3, create an action plan. Guys, listen. Whew. I am good for setting some goals. Taking action, I'm a Gemini, y'all. Y'all know Geminis. We'll have 101 ideas. Now tell us to do it. Okay. Okay. But guess what? That's the only way I'm going to be able to achieve my goals, right? So I have to set goals that make sense for me. And I have to create the action that makes sense for me. Right? It's a part of made by Chrissy O the artist. Yes, yeah. Yes. Made by it. It's a beauty, in it? In the beauty. Yes, it is. It says the magic is in the melanin. Yes. And it comes with a coaster. See the coaster? Yes. And this was made out of resin. Yes, your girl do these things. Do this. So prepare yourself for the giveaway. You want some original art by Chrissy, the artist, usable art, because I always make something that you can. Yes, but creating that action plan. This podcast wouldn't exist if I didn't sit down and record those videos, no matter how bad they were. You understand what I'm saying? No matter how bad the quality is, those videos, one of them, episode 8, I couldn't even air that one. That quality was dead. I couldn't even air it. But if I'd have never recorded it in the first place, I'd have never got started, and I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Right? So I had to put it into action, and I couldn't be so perfect. Had to be in such a perfectionism mindset that I would keep, because that's what that stops you from going into action. See, making a plan ain't the difficult part. Creating an action plan to actually do it, because you have this idea in your head of how you want it to go. I know for me, it wasn't, none of them podcasts wasn't supposed to go like that. It wasn't supposed to look like that. But guess what? That's what it does. That's what it does. That's what I, have to deal with right now. That's what it is right now. So I'm still going to put it out there because I created it. And it means something. You feel what I'm saying? Who knows? I might go back and take the video down and just put a cover screen up. I don't know. I create those videos, and without me doing those videos, I wouldn't be sitting here live right now. So whatever steps, whatever goals that I create for next month, going into second quarter, I have to make sure that I put action behind creating these plans. I have to make sure that I don't just set the goal and write down what I need to do, but I need to actually do it. You feel what I'm saying? I need to sit down and record these next 10 videos. I need to create the schedule to sit down and record them. You feel what I'm saying? Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, or your girl ain't gonna have no more podcasts. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure you break down each goal into actionable steps or tasks. Assign responsibilities and deadlines to ensure accountability. Now for me, I had to assign them to myself, and what I do is I assign them for and allocate them for different days. I'm talking to all you solopreneurs out there. A lot of times when I looked at people talking about how they built their content or their podcast or their YouTube channel, they always talking about their team. And I'll be looking at them like, well, I ain't got no team. Can you talk to the people who does not have a team? You feel what I'm saying? So I don't delegate it. I can't delegate it to anybody, right? But what I do is I delegate it to a day of the week. That's all I will be focused on, so I don't feel overwhelmed and stressed about anything else. And whatever the number one priority will be the first thing to get done. Okay? So that's how I do that. I keep accountability, progress tracking. That's what I use ClickUp for. You understand what I'm saying? And I will be setting up an affiliate for ClickUp, and anything that I use, I'll be setting up an affiliate for it just so that if anyone needs to get to it and don't know how, I'm gonna just make sure that I have a link for you to be able to get it. And ClickUp works for me. You also have Asana, um, Notion. Is quite a few different ones, but ClickUp is the one that I AI and a part of it. So it just makes everything a lot more blur. All right. Realize long. Sorry. Accountability, progress tracking. These action plans immediate priority and contribute to realization of your long-term goals. Okay, so make sure that whatever, like I said, you are planning to do in this next quarter, that it aligns with, got nothing to do with the destination. Okay, don't do it. Do not detour. You feel what I'm saying? Unless you come to a point where you need to pivot and you need to rethink some things, that's one thing. But if you set these goals and set these actions, you stick to it unless circumstances permit for you to have to pivot. But we give up on our dreams too quickly because we're not doing the work it takes for us to do to get to where we need to go, right? And we let distractions come in. It could be relationships, it can be friendships. You know what I mean? Like, me and an old friend have recently reconnected. You feel what I'm saying? And could be quick to be all my man. You understand what I'm saying? But I refuse to do that to myself this time. I'm not doing it. I straight text them today and say, yeah, I love, babe. I want to see you. I absolutely want to spend time with you. By the way, I will be going live between 6 and 7. You're welcome to come here, but that's what I'll be doing for an hour. You understand what I'm saying? And I had to mean it and stick to it and stand on it. You feel what I'm saying? I can't go back in the archive and go find a video to go play live because I want to boo love. Like, no. You feel what I'm saying? I go in the archive when I don't have no other choice, but I still need to be consistent. You understand? But not just to say that I want to lay up underneath a man, because that means that now I'm putting somebody else ahead of me and my goals. You feel what I'm saying? So just know that is important. Okay. Number 4, allocate resources wisely. And like I said, my allocation is different. You feel what I'm saying? I try to allocate some things to my son, and he don't move like he takes forever for you to do what I need you to do. I'm not doing it. I was looking for to see if I had a little raw roll up like real quick, but I don't. Anyway, my baby, yes, he takes forever to do anything that I ask him to do. So I was like, I'm gonna do it myself. That intro that you seen in the beginning, yes, your girl created it myself. Now, mind you, my son make amazing digital, or he's amazing at it. I asked this boy for like 3 weeks, can you make me an intro? I got tired of waiting for him. So I had to do it myself. So I had to allocate things to be done on certain days, on certain time. You feel what I'm saying? To make sure it makes sense. That I also offer work at a certain time. That's another goal of mine, is to start at a certain time, finish at a certain time. The whole point of me working from home and adding my own business is not to work 52 hours. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't even have the capability of doing it. If I did, I probably work better at 9 to 5s, but it just never worked for me. So I do a lot of work in short periods of time and make sure that I get plenty of rest, plenty of sleep, and that I woosah, okay? Because I'm not trying to build a business and be stressed. Not trying to do it. Assets, resources, availabilities, and needs, including finding finances, manpower, if you have the capability, if you have the people, you have people to come and be able to help with technology. Now here, that's it with it, because I use plenty of technology to me create my content and make sure that it's posted and up on time. You got Meta business Meta. You can schedule yourself events for 30 days in advance. You feel what I'm saying? It's actually 29 days or something, but still, you can get a lot of content already pre-scheduled, all ready to go out. You understand what I'm saying? There's so many different opus clip. I will take, when I finish this podcast, I will take the link of this podcast, drop it in opus clip, and opus clip can give me up to 25 different clips of this podcast, and each clip has its own title, y'all. So that's what helps me. And if I don't like the title, if that title don't make sense to me, guess what? I just regenerate for it to create a new title. And it's all authentic work because it's based on my words that I'm saying out of my mouth. Right? Down. And it allows me to be able to be productive. Okay? So make sure that you find it, whatever will help you be more, to create a strategy that will support and identify the objective while optimizing efficiency and make it cost effective. You understand what I'm saying? That's another thing is, you know what your girl income is. We're going to say it until it's not. Your girl gets so secure. And after I pay my bills, y'all, listen, ain't a whole lot of allocating no funds to nothing. So I have to be cost effective. I have to learn how to edit. A lot of times I hear people say to me, I want to create content, but I don't want to edit. Guess what? I don't want to edit neither. But I want to create content, right? The important thing of learning about to edit your own content, so you will have an idea of the flow of how you want your content to go. Not somebody else's vision, yours. So when you create the money to be able to hire the people you want to hire, they have a blueprint. They have something to start from. They can see the way you're going and they can enhance it from there. You understand what I'm saying? You also want to know what to do when stuff needs to be done. Let's say, God forbid, something happens, you need a new editor, you ain't get that editor in time. If you don't know how to edit your own content, you're screwed. You feel what I'm saying? So learn how to create and do these things yourself, okay? And if the funds are available, or if you happen to have the funds to be able to invest into those things, then do it. Okay? Then do it. But just be mindful to know your shit better than anybody else do. Okay? All right. Now, number 5. Last but certainly not least, regular monitoring and adaptation. Pivoting. Adapting to the environment. Now, I'm really good at this. I'm a June Gemini. And, well, any Gemini, rather. We're a mutable sign. And being a mutable sign, I can go with the flow. You feel what I'm saying? With no problem. The funny thing is that I don't like sudden change. I don't like changes. And so I had to learn how to be able to adapt during a sudden change. And one of the ways I do that is by consistently telling myself that God will never give me any more than I can bear. And nothing is happening to me, but everything in life is happening for me. It's happening for my greater good. So if a change is happening right now, it has to be for my greatness. It has to be for my next level, right? So keeping it in the back of your mind at any given second, you might have to pivot and adapt to a different direction, right? Making a detour, but making it to the exact same destination. You understand what I'm saying? And when you're a driver, you know that detouring, you still gonna end up where you supposed to go. It might take you a little longer. It might take you out the way. It might take you off track. But there's many different ways to get to the same place. And the sooner that you realize that you can get to the exact same destination by taking many different ways, it'll be easier for you to be able to adapt when you need to be able to move to the left when you thought you was going to go right. Okay? Establish a system for regular monitoring and elevation of progress towards your goals. Schedule checkpoints throughout the quarter to access performance. For me, it's the last week of every month. The last week and the first week of every month is checking what's already done, what needs to be done before the month ends, and preparing what I need to do for the month ahead. That's those checkpoints for me. Do I have it down packed? Of course not. I'm new to this. Of course not. But that's what you're doing every quarter. I've learned the way and how I want to do it. Now it's time to break it down. You feel what I'm saying? Now it's to tighten it up. Now it's to make it move more smoothly. Okay? So schedule checkpoints throughout the quarter to access performance. Make necessary adjustments and reallocate when need be. To stay on track. Guys, I'm telling you, take these 5 steps in. Understand that when you do these things, you are keeping yourself accountable. It'll help you to be a lot stressed. It will help you to feel more encouraged. You feel what I'm saying? All the work that I'm doing, having posts, whole month of March, me sitting down and doing that, I can't even describe to y'all how good it feels. Now I can really focus on creating those shorts and having it on for YouTube. You feel what I'm saying? And because at the end of the day, it's important for me to have my content on social media. You feel what I'm saying? But it's even more important for me to create these shorts and content on YouTube so I can draw people in to my YouTube. I focus a lot on Facebook because Facebook and Instagram don't. Okay? Instagram ain't even paying big content creators money, let alone keep being consistent. I ain't going to Facebook. I ain't no choice. Oh, thank you. Oh, I had so many people just telling me they love me. I just want to say thank you to Andrea, David, Terrence, my cousin Nadine, everybody who decided to say hello, Adrian, everybody who stopped in to say hello to me. I just want to say hello. Thank you so much, and I love you for stopping by. Guys, listen. In this next quarter, make decisions on how you're going to build, move forward, and get better. Okay? All right? For me, I'm going to be creating the next 10 episodes. I'm going to be staying focused, staying consistent, making sure that the quality of the content is better. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't see as many glitches on here today. So I feel like that this content just came out a lot clearer, a lot better. One day at a time, guys. That's all only thing we can do is take it one day at a time and do the very best that you possibly can. All right. Now, to make sure that you like, that you subscribe, and that you are locked in. We will have a new episode dropping this Thursday. Episode 9 will be dropping this Thursday. And I'm definitely excited for that. Because last week I couldn't do anything. And we're just going to keep moving forward with this podcast. One of the things I'm definitely going to focus on the next quarter is starting to interview and talk to other people who have overcome. Oh, I have some friends, y'all. I have friends who have overcome drug addictions like myself. And I'm talking about 25, 30 years of hardcore drugs. I'm talking about friends who, despite the odds, became and created their best selves. You know, family members that achieved the unthinkable. Yes, guys, we are going to have, I'm going to get me some guests on here. I'm not going to just sit on here and just talk your head off every single week. We're going to get other people's perspective, other people's thoughts, and just learn different journeys. Okay, this podcast is for the people. This podcast is for the people to help uplift and help encourage anyone who needs it. All right. I love each and every one of you so very much. And I want to thank you for joining me on another episode of Becoming a Butterfly Podcast, the place where it's never too late to become your better self. I'm your host, Christina Butterfly. And remember, nothing in life is happening to you, but everything, and I do mean everything, is definitely happening for you. All right? Peace, guys. Love you.